When I'm doing pain relief, this is what I see. I need to communicate with them verbally more about the chronic pain. If I have a client who's just coming in for relaxation, and this is me, everybody, when they see videos on my subscription, they always think I'm talking just the way I'm talking right now, like during session. Hey, Sam, what's going on? And it's like, no. I have clients where I barely say anything for an hour and a half. And then we talk for a couple minutes and they check their phone or something and then they put it away and we continue and I'm quiet for another 45 minutes. Happens all the time. But that person went through chronic pain with my help and we got to basically doing relaxation sessions. Do I not want her money? Do I not want to continue working with her? When I get along with her inordinately well, by the way. The communication is less when you're doing relaxation. You don't need, because you're not using deep pressure, they're not having major pain things. If I know that they're coming in for relaxation, I'm likely going to change the speed and pacing of the service. I'm going to slow down. The compressions aren't as deep. But if Clayton comes in and he's got a horrible hip thing, I'm going to communicate with him more to find out what happened to the hip, what's going on with the hip. Okay, 10 is hospital, 0 is no pain. Where are you at? Okay, does that fluctuate? And he's like, yeah, sometimes it's at a 4 now, but it spikes to like a 6 sometimes. I'm using all of that information to try to craft his session towards pain relief. If it's pain, I got to communicate more. That also includes nonverbal communication. I literally have to do this in class. I literally have to tell students to make eye contact with the client. I say this all the time. I'll look at the form and go, oh, Clayton, you have hip pain. Tell me about that. What's going on? And the clients, I can tell, they're like, I've never really had anybody like ask me that much information about my hip thing. Because the therapists are just doing the sequence. This has happened to me, and this is annoying. I have a problem with my left shoulder. I was talking about Kristen working on it. I have a problem with my infraspinatus. I'd go to a massage therapist to get a session and tell them, listen, I'm a massage therapist too. I have a problem with my infraspinatus in particular. If you could work on that, that would really help me. And they do the whole session. And at the very end, they go, you have a good day today. How did I feel?
Unhurt.
Dude, I was like, dude, what the, like, okay, here's your tip. I'm going now. Because they didn't address the thing I came in for.
More tight than when you went in.
I think, and these aren't opposing, even though these are two ends of the spectrum. I don't think they're opposing in any way. If anything, I go into somebody's pain relief and I back off and go, let's rock his hip. Let's do something a little more relaxing. Oh, okay. Now let's go in deeper towards his elbow because he's got a problem there. I tend to educate the client because I think the clients don't really understand what the parameters can potentially be. I have a lot of people who would come into a place for relaxation because I worked in a chiropractor's office. It was a lot of, people who could get an inexpensive massage for $10 for their copay, right? When I would work on them, I would do the Swedish because we're already on a table. They already want a massage. I hadn't built up my practice as much. And I would go, man, what's up with their shoulder over here? And I would edge them towards this. And they're like, oh, man, that is. And then I transition out. When the session was over, their perception of what massage therapists did was different. Because as an artist, I was able to like open up the practice a little bit broader, a little bit deeper than other therapists. And they'd go, wow, I had no idea. I wasn't having pain, but like that shoulder, I wasn't as mobile before. I didn't realize I had like a movement restriction there. Does that make sense?
So
You judge this based on the client's needs.
for me, and you're standing right there when you said it, his name Eric Dalton.
Yes.
I have Eric Dalton's material, and I get results off of his work. I love his work, but it's just so much information about, and then I feel overwhelmed because when I do start to open up and talk to my clients and do things that do work and give them relief, I mean, it just doesn't end. You know, the list of how to explain it to them, because I'm trying to duplicate what I've heard and how it was
With Dalton.
with Dalton.
Okay,
And
here.
it's just like,
Ooh.
ay, ay, ay.
So the conversation we have,
It's made it hard.
I talk about marketing to massage therapists a lot because it's part of my life and business. Marketing to clients is different.
Yeah.
I think my work stands on a same or similar level to Dalton.
I feel that.
The way I describe it is remarkably different
I feel that too.
because I think that Dalton and Wozlowski particularly, and I've taken a class of Wozlowski, I've talked to Eric online, like I'm not name dropping, I guess. I think that they're selling to a more medical massage market who wants the prestige of, well, I worked on the acetabulum near the, greater trochanter of the femur and where the, gluteus medius attaches, and I worked the origin of the gluteus medius along the sacral border. That sort of language appeals to massage therapists who want medical prestige. I'm selling medical grade manual therapy to the bus driver. I'm trying to make it, come on, happy little trees, come on. Everybody can paint.
That's exactly what I kept
happy little
thinking
trees.
and saying to myself, it's got to be easier than this.
Yeah, well, so there's two pieces.
in learning.
One, it's client care. The other is marketing. Those are two separate things. I don't think they're mutually exclusive. When I handed you the workbook and the DVD and you're like, whoa, like the DVD's included? I'm like, yes. You need more support materials, not less. You're going to get a copy of this entire class so you can review the whole thing if you want. Doesn't matter to me. Make sense? The marketing and positioning and packaging, the communication is different. 9 times out of 10, if I worked on someone, even if they came in for relaxation, and I gave them a little pain relief stuff, they might ask, why did that do what it did? And I would say something like this. Listen, I make my bread and butter clients like pain management. The way I understand it is this, to make it very brief, to explain why it does what it does and why it works. I put an input into your nervous system, and your nervous system responds with relaxation and pain relief. That's enough of an answer for them to go, whoa, he said something about a nervous system? That's enough science to get them on board after they've had the work to go, I trust him. He sounded like he knew what he was talking about. Does it make sense?
Yeah.
Depends on how it's packaged. Do clients want, well, I'm going to work on the gluteus
Yes,
medius
they do.
insertion along the, why do they respond to that?
I just think it's smarter and better.
It's smarter and better. So, Sam, do I need to make my work smarter and better?
Well,
No, but the thing is, it's Thai massage.
Yeah.
It has a prestige issue. It's not a bodywork issue. The Thais, listen, the Thais, in my world, they solved the problem. I was like, this is roto-rooter bodywork. This is amazing bodywork. But the packaging around it doesn't speak to the prestige that Western massage therapists want. Does that make sense? Because they don't look at Pichette and think it's medical. Whereas I think his work is like medical grade manual therapy. It's just a very different cultural package. What you tell clients and the stories you tell clients and the video you make for clients and the stuff on your website that you tell to clients is a very different thing related to the marketing of what you're doing. Does that make sense? It really depends on your practice. I don't have any issue with you taking this, what I'm teaching you, and going, listen, this work is based on a Theravadan Buddhist foundation of the Four Noble Truths and the Eightfold Path. I regularly engage in Vipassana meditation to focus my consciousness and concentration down to a single point.
I love that.
so that I can
So that's my
focus
talk.
on you
That's my channel.
and your body. And I'm going to radiate all the compassion I have possible to be able to help you relax, recover, and if you are in pain, help you with pain relief. I'm Robert Gardner, and I would love to be able to work with you. I don't have any problem with you putting your verbiage that way. Was I going to sell that?
To me, you would, but to most people, no.
But it's also why I don't draw a lot of massage therapists don't like what I say. Does it make sense? The challenge was I'm there. Like I have a friend of mine who's angry at me because I won't teach spirituality. And I'm like, Javier, I'm trying to teach them how to put their foot in somebody's tuchus, bruh. Like, they ain't ready for spirituality. They're not here asking me questions about Ram Dass and, Asian spirituality from Buddhism and yoga and whatever. Advaita Vedanta. Like, they're asking me how to do manual therapy. I can have those conversations, but who am I marketing to? I'm much more likely to listen to Little Peep in conversation, which is a rapper who died of a fentanyl overdose when he was 21. He talks about sex and drugs constantly, and that's what I listen to in session. And I would talk to massage therapists, and they're like, what if people don't like it? I'm like, I would change it, but I probably wouldn't work with that client again. And they're like, oh my God. And I'm like, dude, my sessions are 3 hours long. I listen to the music I listen to for me, so I can get through the session. The clients don't hear that. They're off in another world while I'm working on them. What you do is different. You have to find your work. I'm not trying to teach you, nor is it a good idea for me to teach you my work. Does that make sense? It's got to translate Psalm through your body. Your size is different. The way people respond to you because you're a woman is different. They're going to respond to you differently because you're Thai, because your facial features, your skin, your melanin, your way of speech in English is slightly different. They're going to make tons of judgments and weird things based on all those outside whatever. I don't think how did I come up with that, by the way? How did I just ad-lib that, Four Noble Truths, Eightfold Path? Because I know it. It's what I do for a living. But that's not what I'm selling to my clients. Does it make sense?
Yeah.
It's a different sort of packaging. I don't have a problem with you doing that. I don't have a problem with you focusing on that if that's what you want to do. But I'm more likely to go do a hot yoga class for 90 minutes in a 105-degree room and then stand outside in nothing but my Bikram trunks and smoke a cigarette just to annoy the people who are outside the room. I'm like, dude, do you think you're going to live forever? Like, really? I do hot yoga so I can eat ice cream, bro. It's like I just have a different attitude. And do I want to hide who I am? No, I want to package what I do in a way that works, but I want to still be me. They understand that Robert is a real person with problems and issues and stuff and whatever. The way you package it and reference it, though, is important.